Hey beautiful people, it is DeShawn Hatcher. I am going to check all of my screens to make sure I am on this thing. Let me see if I can, here we go. I don't know why I'm so fuzzy. Hmm. All right, turn off the volume. I have no idea why I'm so fuzzy. It is crystal clear in here, and yet I'm fuzzy in this thing. That's so strange. Hey Elena. Hey Natasha. Thank you for that. Hey beautiful. Thank you. Let me see. Oh good. I see you. I see you. It's coming up on the phone as well as it's coming up on the computer. But I think for my sanity, I will look at both because I cannot rely on the phone. Hey Emily. Hey Emily. Now let's see if I can get this thing to move. You're seeing all of my dirt held up. Just move this over just a little bit. I don't know why I'm so red. I know I have red. Look at that. I'm looking at myself in this camera and I'm extremely red, but I look at myself on the computer, I'm not. People, I don't understand it. Davina next door. Hi Davina next door. Hey Melanie. Yes, it is your girl, makeup artist, DeShawn Hatcher, all the way from snowy New York City. And as I always say, which I haven't said in a while, I'm here to help my makeup artist just be better. Hello from Detroit. Oh, you're snowy too? Hey, Alexandra. Yes, snowy. I can't really, I can't really show you the snow. I kind of like it, looks pretty, and then I want it to go away. Keisha Moore, you made it home. You made it home. Oh, you made it home in time for me. I was like, oh, great, you made it home. Keisha from South Carolina. We can only see half of your face. What does that mean? We can only see half of your face. I see a full picture. Help me, people. El Paso, Nicole. Hi, Nicole. Oh, Keisha, no snow here. You Carolina people just rubbing it in our faces. Oh yeah, listen, I'm staying my ass in the house. Okay, I'm not going outside. I'm not going outside. You can't pay me to go outside. No. Sometimes, like when like when you get the day off, you are just so grateful. I am very grateful today that I didn't have to truck outside. Louisiana! Oh, it's just wet here. Hello, Andrea? Yes, people, I'm staying my behind in the house. I cannot venture on out. We went shopping the other day. I am hibernating. So that's when I said to myself, geez, you can do a live feed today because you're not doing anything. So there you go. Yay, I worked from home today. Wasn't dealing with the New York roads. I hear you, Davina. Child. Oh, who wants to deal with this type of weather? So hello, all of you beautiful people. Oh, if you're on the phone, when you open the YouTube, tap the rectangle icon on the... Okay, wait a minute. Melanie, you're giving me instructions. If you're on your phone, when you open the YouTube video, tap the rectangle icon on the right bottom corner to make it a full screen. Can I, Melanie, since you know this, can I do this now? Or is it too late for me to do it? Because every single time, Melanie, so you understand, every single time I try to flip it, it's like, nah, I'm not flipping for you. It says that my, what do you call it? Rotation thing is locked, but on my phone, it's not locked. So I don't know. No, for the one who's only seeing, oh, okay, thank you. Thank you, Melanie. So the one who's only seeing half of my face, do what she just said. That's for the young lady who couldn't see. I really would love to tip it, and I tipped it for one of these live sessions, and then after that I can't seem to get it to, I call it landscaping. I can't seem to get it to landscape anymore, and I don't quite understand why. I'm not the savviest person when it comes to this stuff. So I don't know, girl. I don't know. So again, guys, so you understand that the fallacy of my world when it comes to this a tube stuff is that I'm looking at the screen talking to you, and then I'm looking down at the computer screen to read what you're saying because it doesn't always come up on the phone. And let me see, what else can I do? While you guys are here, ooh, I was gonna do something. Wait, I'm gonna give me 1 second because it just dawned on me. It just dawned on me that I need to plug in my computer, not my computer, excuse me, I need to plug in my phone so we don't get disconnected. So let me just do that real quick. I forgot to do that. I'm looking up and seeing. Hi, Miriam from Norway. I hope this does not jack up the feed. If it does, I'll come back. I'm just putting in my cord. There, okay, cool. Uh-oh, I just disappeared. Oh, I know what just happened, okay. All right, let me make sure. So, come on, I don't have all day. So beautiful people, we are here to discuss customer service. How is your customer service? What do you do for your customers? How is your kit? How is your presentation? How do you look? What does your website say? All of those funky things. What are you saying when you represent yourself to your clients? What are they expecting from you? How do you act when your behind gets there? Are you too familiar? Are you friendly? All of those good things. Okay. And not a fuck was given. I'm just reading what they say. I'm just reading what they say. Don't be mad at me because that's the name. That is the name that I see right now. Kimberly, hello, Kimberly from Dubai. Oh, ooh, Sylvia. I think that's is that Sylvia? Sylvia Campos from Portugal. Hello, Portugal. How are you? Good. Okay, good. I want to make sure I say. I really suck at saying names. You would think with a name like DeShawn, I should be able to pronounce other names, but I just have a hard time with that. Customer service is key to building and maintaining your customer base. I'll tell you a quickie story because you know how my life is filled with stories. So this is a story of DeShawn, the person who's talking about customer service and so on and so forth. I remember one day I have this somewhat long-standing client of mine. She's lovely. Whenever she calls me, I really try to. Miss JCM. Hello. I really try to do the utmost for her. But I did a wedding for her. I did her engagement photos for her. I don't do weddings often, but when I do, I know if you guys follow me or if you read any of my blogs or you follow me anywhere else, especially when I used to do Periscope and stuff, you know how much I really don't like working on weddings. I don't like it. It's not my thing. And but when I do, it's not the bride. I love my brides, all of my brides. It's just a funky situation. It's a funky atmosphere to be in for me personally because I can feel, the other bridesmaids giving her daggers and you want your bride to be surrounded by people who love her and wish her well. And come on people, we all know when we do weddings, we're surrounded by people who are very not nice. That's all. They put their needs above hers. They drive her crazy. Then she's crying. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just a lot of pressure for a bride, and I really just always want her day to be as lovely and as peaceful as possible. And so I digress to saying that because I do weddings, but I do like one wedding a year if I can avoid it. So anyway, I did her wedding for her, and I just think she's an absolute doll. I really do. And I remember one day. I work on her, again, let me preface my little story here before I continue. I work on her from time to time. I'm not a weekly person for her. I'm just one of those random, hey, DeShawn, can you come out and do my makeup for me? I have an affair to go to, so you understand. And so I had done a makeup, left, you know, and months had gone by. And this is where bad customer service kicks in, okay? So she came to me, she goes, oh my God, the way you did my makeup last time was beautiful. I really love that look. And I said, oh, great, I'm so happy. But then, not being the customer service person I'm supposed to be, I said, do you remember what I did? I did. I said, do you remember what I did? Because this was, again, this is few and far between that I work with her. But had I kept a record of what I had done, I could have looked it up. I could have been like, oh, I know what I did. Okay, let me pull these items out for you. But I did not do that. I didn't do that. And so I just kind of was like, oh, you know, do you remember? And that was like, what kind of freaking customer service is that, DeShawn? Like, what kind of lackadaisical shit is that? So I say that to tell you that, yes, I lack in customer service as well. You know, it happens from time to time. But this is what I'm saying. To really have your A game on, you really have got to be up on that. And so what is it that you do that will allow you to keep track of what they're wearing, keep track of the experience that you just gave them? What is it that you're doing so the next time they say, oh, that look that you gave me in, I don't know, 2017, you should be able to look that up, because that is also part of your customer service responsibilities to your client. That's something I was lacking, okay? So let me see. So you guys can chime in. I just wanted to give you that little story. Because that day has always bugged me, because I always felt like, DeShawn, had you just written down what you did on her, even though it could have been 6 months ago. You know what I'm saying? Even if it was 6 months ago, what a great customer service story would that have been had I just kind of said, oh, well, let me look. Let me just look in my phone for you. And then I have an array of products and do it again. What kind of customer service would that have been if I taken a picture of her as well and stored it away in archive? So do you see, customer service is not just, oh, hi, hello, how are you doing? It is the back end. It's what we do. Archiving and all that stuff is what we do to make sure that their time with us is exactly what, not exactly, but as close as possible as we want, because we know some people ask for miracles, and we're not miracle makers, you know? I agree, but follow through after the session is just as important. Yes, Kimberly, follow through is very important. And a lot of times, and listen, I can be straight up with you, I can be a little lazy with it, because sometimes, you know, they'll follow through with me. They'll say, oh my gosh, DeShawn, the makeup you did for me last night was beautiful, and I'm so happy for them. I'm happy they're happy. That, you know, that's it. Okay, thanks. You know, thanks. And it's important to make sure that we write that down. Emily, I'm going to read that over here, okay, honey? Kind of the same in the nail world. You know, I'm a nail tech, Emily. I keep a little card with all their info, names, service, phone, even kids' names. Yes, and what they do for a living, so I can ask how they are doing. That is so perfect. Yes, I agree totally. That is something that we all should be doing. We should be keeping databases in our phones. And I think I'm one of those weirdos who like a phone or some type of electronic software, and I also like to write it down, because sometimes our phones don't work. Hello? So, you know. Yes, Emily. I am a nail tech since 1997. That's why I take pictures, Melanie. That's why I take pictures to remember what I did. And Melanie, had you been with me, you would have reminded me to take a picture. But I didn't do that. I didn't take a picture. And so yes, taking pictures is so important. It's extremely important, because it's an archive. It's something that you're going to remember. It's something that if they say, oh, that red lipstick you used on me, you can say, oh, ding, 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 and look it up. And that was something that really that moment really bothered me. And this was years ago. It really bugs me, even to this day. Like, damn, DeShawn, you really could have. That was really bad customer service on your part. And I really tried very hard to have decent customer, not decent. I really tried to go out of my way for my people. And knowing that I kind of dropped the ball, that really irked me in such a strange way. Melanie, but yeah, I realized about the follow through last week. I will do that now. Follow through with our clients is extremely important. It is not enough to say thank you and take their money and leave. You really should follow through. You should really say, hey, how was the makeup? How did it hold up? Did it last for you? That kind of thing. Those are the things that you really kind of need to know as a good customer service person. We are not just makeup artist people, we are customer service people as well. And if we do not handle our client interaction well, if we don't handle client information well, we're gonna suffer. We really are gonna suffer. And you know, for film people, it's just simply called continuity. Film people have to do this thing called continuity, which means they have to jot down everything that they use. They have to take pictures on every angle to keep the continuity flowing. So you guys understand, I'm pretty sure you know what continuity is, but for those who may not, I'll explain it to you. So one day I have a red lip here, and then the next day I change the red lip, and you'll see the difference, like it's a big difference. That's a continuity issue. And that's what makeup artists are to do. They're supposed to keep on top of the continuity. We, as non-film people, we still have to keep up on the continuity. Somebody just wrote something. Emily, how do you feel about following through? It always seems awkward. Emily, I just think that if you just, this is the texting world, correct? So if you just texted her and said, hey, how did your makeup hold up? How was your day? Or, you know, how was the time? Or, you know, just basically, hey, did the makeup hold up well for you last night? Kind of question. I don't think it has to be a long-winded thing. You could just say, you know, thank you again for your service. Yeah, thank you again for your patronage, whichever way you want to put it. And then you could just simply say, hey, you know, just checking in. How did that makeup hold up for you? And then she'll tell you, right? But if you don't ask, you don't know. And sometimes when we do bad things, when funkiness happens, instead of them saying it to you, instead of them like sometimes calling you up or oh girl, your foundation slid off my face, instead of the negative, basically what people do is they just don't talk to you anymore, they cut you off. And if you are proactive in reaching out to your client and asking those pertinent questions like, hey, you know, how did the makeup hold up for you? That's very important. And then they can say, oh gee, you know what happened? The foundation, I don't know what happened, but the foundation just slid off my face. You know what I mean? And he could say, oh, that's very important for me to know. Thank you. I will have to look at my makeup. Your client interaction is something that's important because it's the feedback that we need about our application, our products. If we don't get the feedback, we think we're so amazing when we're not, okay? For bride, would you wait maybe a week? Yeah. Give them, especially if you know, Emily, especially if you know that they're like on vacation or something. Yeah, I would give them a hot minute. Yeah, I would definitely give them a minute. Yes. Any more questions? While I sips my water, it's very dry in my apartment. My throat is going. It's very dry in here. That's because the heat is on. I wish I could show you the snow. I love snow when it's not like heavy. I love snow when I don't have to go outside. I hate it when I do. So there's so many stories I can tell you all about customer service, but you really have got to maintain contact with your people. You really do. And a lot of people assume that it's like a one-off type of thing. And what I mean by that is, you go in, do the makeup, and then you leave. You know, they'll say, oh, great, I love it, blah, 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 and then you leave. And that's just not good enough. You really have to maintain contact with them. You really have to reach out to them. You really should be reaching out to them It's lovely to reach out to them on their birthday, but it's also very important to reach out to them just in general. Just to say, hey, remember me. What do you do? What do you do for customer interaction when you're not working with them in terms of how do you keep you in their minds? How do you do that? Do you send them little quips and things? Do you have a blog that you help people through your blog so they keep coming back to you? This is where we talk about being the expert for people. Expert means you're the person they're going to. You're the ones that they should be asking questions, not the sales girl at the counter. They should be coming to you. You understand what I'm saying? If you guys understand what I'm saying, give me a yes or a thumbs up. Emily, I'm waiting for a yes or, oh God, how is my battery going? Uh-oh, I think I froze. Hold up, people, something's not right. I don't know why it says I'm low on battery. That's impossible, I just plugged myself in. Well, this might be short. I don't know why I just did that. Am I not plugged in here? No, I'm plugged in. Okay, hopefully we'll have some, hopefully I won't freeze. If I do, I'll come back later. Okay, yes, yep, yes, yep. You make perfect sense. Used to do a client profile at the counter, need to do the, yes. You need, it's so interesting, it's like some of the things that we would do, let's say, as a salesperson, we don't do, and that's very important to do. You know, I know sometimes when I go to the counter, the sales girls whip out that card and say, here, you know, let me write your name down. And they try as best as they can to keep in contact with me. And you have to do that. You have to become that expert for people. And when you're not, they go, see, here's the point. This is why I always say, what do you specialize in? What are you the expert for your clients? Because if you're not, what happens is they go somewhere else. They go somewhere else for their information. Your client suddenly goes, oh, what's over there? You know, oh, somebody has an answer for me over there, when you're the one that is supposed to have the answer for them. They're the ones that's supposed to be calling you up or texting you or saying, hey, DeShawn, I read such and such and such and such about this foundation. What do you think? They're the ones who are supposed to be coming to you with that, not going somewhere else. Emily, when working with a client, I always want to play music, and I know you are a music person. What kind of music do you, or should you play? What does it say? I don't want to be all in their face with music they don't like. I just ask them what kind of music they like. I'm pretty even keel with music as long as there's some noise going on. I'm pretty okay. And I also have, I don't have the biggest iTunes library. So I just generally ask them, what is it? Hey, what do you want to hear? I said, I got this, I got that. Are you into this? Are you into that? And then I just try to have playlist available that's at least an hour while you're doing makeup. And then you could start making up different playlists in your phone that you like. So let's say if they said, I like jazz, just let's pick jazz. Well, make sure that you can stomach that. Make sure that you can stomach that jazz that you're playing, okay? Not all jazz I want to hear all the time. You know, it's certain music I just cannot stomach more than 3 songs. So you have to, you have to be proactive with you. That's a you question really, because for me, yeah, man, I can't be bothered with listening to a whole bunch of, Thank you, Davina. Yeah, I think a playlist, I mean, we all have the ability to make playlists now. I think you should start making playlists of like 4. You don't have to go nutsy cuckoo. You can have a pop playlist. You can have, I like alternative music. So I tend to play a lot of British people for some reason. I don't know where that came from, but I like a lot of, Emily Sandé does not seem to irritate. So it's like all the non-irritating people I tend to whip out. So that's just me. Everybody goes, oh, I love your music. If they don't ask me specifically what it is, you know, if I ask them specifically, hey, what do you want to hear? I don't care. Then I play my playlist. And watch the curse words, because I love music with curse words. So watch the curse words. Oh, God. Yes, the boyfriend, he found Emily Sandy for me. I always say for me. He found Emily Sandy on YouTube and her concert at Wembley Hall, I think it was. And it just brings me to tears every single time I hear her. And her voice is the most amazing thing I've ever heard. So that's my girl, okay? Inside Out. Hello, Inside Out. How are you, my darling? Spotify, yeah. Spotify, anything that you can do would be helpful. And I even have the cutest little speaker. Where are you, speaker? Is it back here? Where's my speaker? Oh, damn it. I just saw my little speaker. I have the cutest little speaker like this big. Where did it go? Ah, crap. Of the cutest little speaker. Of the cutest little speaker. And it's really great sound. And I carry that with me all the time because I don't want to be bored. Hi, Marisol. So people, if you can like this, if all of you guys here can like this chit chat, that would be great. If you know, obviously, if you can subscribe, and don't forget to turn on the notifications to this channel. I forgot to say that at the top because I'm always worried about getting on here. I forgot to say things to you. But yeah, that's the intermission of this. That's the make sure you do. Oh, make sure you turn off your phones. Da, da, da. So far, am I making sense to you? Are you adding any of these things to your repertoire of customer service? What? Keisha, I'm gonna let that come up on here. That takes like a quick sec. Here we go. Some clients want you to leave them with a lipstick gloss swatch. Suggestions on how to handle that. Do you buy little sampler containers? Yes, I do. I don't have it here to show you, my dear. But my makeup is like literally right here. I'll tell you what I do. I normally buy in bulk. I'm not saying you have to do this, but I normally buy in bulk lip brushes. Oh, crap, DeShawn. Hold on. I normally buy in bulk lip brushes. Here we go. So here's a lip brush. This is a Stilazzi lip brush. So I normally buy something to give them. And then what I normally do is I would fill up this brush with their lipstick. And then I'd say, this lipstick is filled up enough for you here. And then I give them this. Okay? I hope that makes sense. So they have that. So they have a full, I normally fill it up like crazy with enough to do maybe one or two more applications. How to deal with unsatisfied clients. How do you repair that relationship? You know what, Melanie? Sometimes that relationship, to be quite honest, might be damaged. And you can try as you may, and it might not come back to you. They may not come back to you for whatever reasons. But I think, again, okay, I'm a weirdo. I don't always believe customers always right. I don't always believe that. I think I'm freezing. Something's freezing. Hold up. I'm freezing. I don't believe that old saying. I really don't. But what I do believe in is ownership of what I have done wrong. And you have to be able to understand perhaps what you have done wrong and own it. You understand? And if you really did make a mistake, you made an error of some sort, you should be able to apologize to your client and say, gee, I'm so sorry for whatever you've done. And then, see, I'm not even into giving discounts. I'm terrible. I'm not into giving discounts. I'd rather give you a lipstick or something than give you a discount. I'm just like, I'm over taking the hit in terms of money all the time. I mean, quite frankly, when I say all the time, it's not really all the time. It doesn't happen to me that often, but it does happen. I've been fired. I tell you guys, I've been fired from clients. Hell yeah, okay, I've been fired. And it does take you a long time when a client fires you to realize that it was your fault. So like I said, the first thing you have to realize is ownership of what you did wrong. A lot of times we look at them, it's their fault, their fault, their fault, their fault, their fault, when it was yours. And so ownership is important. Understanding what you just did that made them feel this way is important. Because we're not just this, it's not just about this. Is why I keep trying. I said it, yeah, I was trying in my heart is to try to explain it in the Cardi B video, but people went off. But it's all about what we do for them to keep them at an even keel, to keep them happy. And if we don't keep them happy, we'll get a tick tick boom situation, or we will get people not asking us back. But by the way, not being asked back to a regular type of gig is technically kind of being fired. That's how I look at it. You know, I know a lot of people in this business don't look at it that way, but I do. I look at it as like, wow, I was just working with you for X amount of days or weeks or months, and then now you're not asking me back. Wow, I'm fired. You're fired in this business. It's plain and simple as that. Do you have any tips, ideas, or small things to... Alexandra, I always try to preface and tell you guys who did it. So wait, Alexandra, before I get to that, let me just make sure I answer that question. Did what I just say make sense to you people, and do you need me to go on about that? It's very important that you guys understand that. So first, recognize what you have done. You. Recognize what you have done. Apologize for what you have done. And then you could just, remember, you're not in the, they're hiring us. So it really is up to them to forgive the mistakes that we've made. If they are unforgivable to them for whatever weird reason, then you're not going to get called back anyway. So the most you can do is apologize. It's the most you can do, right? Or if you really screwed it up, let's say you were really late, or you know you said you'd be there and you weren't there, you can maybe give them a freebie. You might say, listen, I'm going to come over and do your makeup for free the next time because I read it up for you. You could do that as well. But remember, the ball is not in our court when we jack up things. It's really in theirs to forgive. Alexandra, do you have any tips, ideas of small things to do to elevate the experience? Sending them small gifts, mimosa, things like that. Yeah, I mean, sure. God, there's so much you can do. You know what? Honestly, I like personal things. So I like to find out more about people personally and then send them something later. I like to send people gifts and such when it's not their birthday, as opposed to when it is their birthday. Do you understand what I'm saying? I like real personal things. I think people just appreciate even personal cards. It doesn't always have to be an item, let's say. It just has to be something personal to them that you know, that only you know, because you're there intimately with these people that you know. They may have said, or let's say they may have said, oh, gee, here. Every now and then I'll have like a client that will say to me, oh, gee, I ran out of mascara. I don't know, something like that. And I will literally be done, you know, knowing that they have time. Let's put it this way. And I'm in New York too, so I'm not immune to the fact that I'm a New Yorker and there are the stores all around me. I'm not immune to that. But basically, little things like I like to give mascaras away. I like, as you see, I give lip brushes away. Little things like that. Anything that makes their time easier when they leave me is what I do. I give them a little bag, and inside that bag is a powder puff and some powder, a lip brush, lip color, and depending on what else they need. They always go away with that from me, you know? And the cost to me is like maybe $5, maybe $5. But that's what I tend to do. I tend to try to take care of my people. And again, just in general, I like to give gifts when it's not expected. So don't always send things when it's expected. You understand? Wait a minute. Hey girl, hi Dominique. Dominique Foster. Yay, I have a good idea with the product. I figured it. Okay. Thank you, Melanie. Emily, you really changed my view on that video. I still feel bad for Black Swan, but you were right. You know what? I mean, technically, can I just listen? I felt bad for her too. I really did. My heart broke for her because I know what it's like to be in that position. I really do. Honest to God, you have no idea, but I really do. But this is where the ownership of what you did wrong has to kick in for you. It has to kick in for you. You have to know what you did wrong, because if it's all their fault, it's their fault, it's their fault, it's their fault, you'll never know what you did. And if you don't know what you did, you're gonna do that again to somebody else. And that's poor customer service. You're gonna do that to somebody else, and you still might get the same result. You keep doing the same thing, you're gonna get the same result. So that's why it was so like listen, the first time I'd seen the video, I was like, oh my God, I feel so bad for her. But then when I went back over it again, I was like, whoa, but she made a lot of mistakes. Like, wow, you know. And it's important that you guys realize that story that she told out of her own mouth was a valuable. She technically, what she did for all of us was she gave us an amazing lesson in customer service and in what not to do. She gave it to us. Even though she didn't understand it at the time, she gave us a valuable lesson of don't treat your client like this. Don't expect these little things, no matter if they're celebrity or not. Don't expect anything from a person. These are people that we're dealing with. They can have bad days. My friend's mother just died yesterday, right? But she still got to go to work. My best friend died not too long ago. I still had to go to work. And so I might not be in my right mind. Do you understand what I'm saying? And we don't know that is the point. My whole point was we just don't know who we're getting that day. We don't know. Every day for every client is different. Every day for you and me is different. And we have to understand that about people. And we cannot just assume that because the celebrity, they're supposed to greet you in a certain way. It would be nice, but it is not what people keep thinking it is. And that's why it just was such a, it was like a, don't do that, don't do that, because we just don't know. We don't know what is going on with people personally. We don't know. And to assume all these things, and you know, her video honestly is an amazing teaching lesson. It's a lesson, and we all have to learn from her. We all have to learn what not to do. We really do. Suggestions on where to order bulk items. I'm in love with the lip brush idea. How dare you take my idea, Keisha? How dare you? You can, I used to get them from Crown Brushes. I'm gonna start writing stuff down. Crown, I don't even have a pen. I don't know if this is gonna go backwards. Crown. Crown brushes is where you can order them in bulk. I think they're like $5 a piece. Thank you, Emily. I struggle with holding a conversation with them doing their makeup. Florence. Hi, Florence. I feel like I don't know how to connect with them. Please advise. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to think. I struggle with holding a conversation. Do you need to have a conversation? Are they talking to you? Like, you know, some people don't talk, so that's the other thing. Some people just listen, Florence. I like it when my people don't talk to me, because I really want an experience for my people, and so I want them to sit back and chill and enjoy it. Do you know what I'm saying? Not so much to jibber jabber. So for me, if they're not talking to me per se, I'm kind of okay with that. So that's why it doesn't really bother me that they're not speaking to me. I don't think that we should be jibber jabbering with people in the first place. It should be that kind of experience that they're just kind of like, listen, when I work on people, they fall asleep in my chair. I'm never insulted. I take that as a compliment when you fall asleep in my chair, because that means you are 100% comfortable with me. So it's not always about the gibber and the jabber. I like it when they don't talk to you. I struggle when they get chatty. Florence, give me a minute on that one. I'm going to think that out and come back to you with that one. Haha, that's what I was thinking. Keisha, great minds. Keisha, thank you. You rock. Thank you. Janice Jenkins, you are so right about that. Here at Beauty for Faces, we treat our clients like we want to be treated. I treat my peeps like I want to be treated. I like it when they don't talk too. I struggle when they get chatty. Florence, can I be straight up with you too? I do too. Basically, there will be people, I swear to God, Florence, in my chair, they will just go on. Look at my eyes, look at my eyes. They just go on and on and on and on. They just go on and on. So basically, you go, that's all. Like a lot of times people just want to talk. You can join in on the conversation, or you could just, I don't know. I just think that's such a personal thing. It's so hard to gauge. It depends on your client. Are they asking you questions when they're doing it, or are they just talking? I have clients who just really talk. They just talk and they talk and they talk. So that's, you know what I mean? Emily's, wait. Danica, hi. How do you deal with a very talkative client and when they are always on their phone? Oh, that's easy. Here, this is not a phone. Here, let me use this. This is smaller. Everybody complains about this phone business. Hold up, I'm gonna reach over here. This is a phone. It's a compact, but this is a phone, okay? And they're doing this. Yeah, right? They're doing that, right? And you want to do something. Well, you go like this, right? And that means, and they switch. It's very simple. It is not hard. I don't understand why people can't get that. All you have to do is say, switch, right? Here you go, hey, switch sides. And they go, oh, okay. That's what happens. That's all. There's a language that we all speak. It's like, it's like baseball, right? Because what will happen in the fashion world, right? A lot of times, I will be dealing with models that don't speak English at all. They don't speak English at all, and I do not speak their language. And so I have to be able to communicate with them, yes? I have to be able to get them to do what I want. So we all do these little signals. It's almost like baseball, and they totally get it. You know, they totally get your signal. When you have a client, let's say, who's on the phone, you could say it, hey, can you change? And they'll do it, right? They don't have to get off the phone. They don't. The only time that I get agitated, to be honest, is like when I'm doing this and it's time to do a lip. And then I'll do something like, like that. And they'll go, oh, okay. And then all of a sudden they'll say, listen, she's about to do my lip. I can't talk. I gotta put the phone down. And a lot of times, or they'll say, I'll call you back. And I go, no. They don't have to call you back. If they don't mind holding, they can hold. And let me finish your lip, and you can go right back to doing what you're doing. Do you understand? It's not about you. It's about the comfort of them. If they're comfortable being on the phone, let them be on the phone. People have got to stop this thing where you think this is a spa treatment. It is not. It is my time. What happens? Let's look at this. Let's go back for 1 second and look at this through a client's perspective. Again, you guys are looking at it from your perspective. Look at it through a client's perspective. She's running around all day long, and you'll hear it. She's like, I'm so glad I made it. And they sit in the chair and you know, and then they go, okay, and then they start making phone calls because that might be the only time they get to make a phone call. Do you understand? And here you are going, you need to put your phone down because I cannot operate like this with your phone. That's not good customer service. You have to learn how to work around people. Jesus, people, don't work in news. You'll have a fit. You'll have a fit because news people, my book, news people will literally their heads will be down like this, and that drives me crazy because I'm like, how am I supposed to do makeup with your head down? You know, and I realize that they have to read their copy, right? Then they look up just in time for you to go like this. and then they go back down. So if you're upset about that, work in news, see how well you do there. So Emily, so I hope that answered all of you guys' questions about how to deal with that phone situation. It really is not that hard. It's as simple as having her go like, just go like this, go. And all they do is this, that's all it is. Okay, let's see here now. Emily's talking to Florence. Lucia, I hope I said that right, Lucia. Hi, do you support using one mascara on multiple clients? It feels unsanitary to me, however, I'm not speaking right today, I'm sorry, Lucia. However, I don't know anyone in my area that would do that. No, I mean, I showed you, I know, Lucia, I don't remember you being on my other, I'm so used to Periscope that I normally say like scopes. What is this, a chat? I'll call it chat. No, I always carry, give me 1 second. I always carry mascara wands. Let me see if I have it over here. Ah, here we go. Ah. Here's my mascara. Here are my wands. So they're all together. So you understand that I kind of like, I kind of like this for some reason. I kind of always gravitate towards CoverGirl's Lash Blast. Not because they're paying me to do so. Because I just kind of like the fact that I always look for mascaras that come with these cute little caps. Yeah, I'm kind of digging the little cap, and this is waterproof, by the way. So I'm kind of digging the little caps because when you take the wand away from yourself, right, it forces you to use disposables. And so, you know, back in the day, listen, I ain't gonna lie to you guys. Back in the day, before all of this sanitation stuff kicked in, people were doing that. I did that. I used to just whip out the thing and go like this. I didn't think anything of it, honestly. I really didn't think anything of it. But then as you go along, you grow and you learn, don't do that. So, yeah, so I just use disposable wands. So that's how I do it. Lucia. Okay, Janice. Let the talk. Be respectful, just don't fall into talking about people. Janice, I agree with you. I unfortunately, when you deal, I don't know, like, I don't know how it is. I'm not a local makeup artist. I am the makeup artist who does all the stuff, right? And I have noticed through other people that people really thrive on me talking about my clients to them. Whether they are celebrity or not, and I am like a steel trap. If you ask me a question, if I like them, I say, oh, they're lovely. If I don't like them, I just say they were whatever, and I just keep it going. I don't like talking about my clients. I don't. I keep my mouth shut. And I say that in the book. I say that what happens here stays here. Oh, let me clarify that too. Please, people, please. This is going to be, let me clarify the Cardi B video. That's what this day is. Let me clarify when I said what happens in makeup stays in makeup. Okay. When you are working privately with people, right, there's an expectation of, oh, the word just went right in my head, the expectation of privacy and keeping whatever happens between you two. Now, again, this is another thing, you know, we're talking about. So, I'm sorry, the lawn thing is killing me. I want it to go away because I can't think. So when you run around and talk about your clients, believe you me, eventually it will get back to them and then you'll be fired. You understand? There is a very famous celebrity who knew her makeup artist was talking about her private world. So she planted a story as that person was doing her makeup, a very famous person. And she planted the story to see if this makeup artist was going to run around and open his mouth, and sure enough he did, and she fired him. And so this is what we say. Now, let me clarify one freaking thing, please. If someone is physically abusive towards you, if someone is kind of like nasty, when I say physically abusive, I'm not saying that, oh gee, wait for the person to punch you in the face. That's not what I'm saying. There's a monicum of privacy that they're expecting from you even when you two have a bad interaction. Now, does that mean, what is going on? Does that mean, sorry guys, my computer, everything's just jumping today. Does that mean don't tell fellow makeup artists? No, it just means don't tell the public. That's what it means. It means don't go on YouTube and tell the public. It means that there are message boards. There's a world out there for all of us. Look, we're here talking, right? This isn't not technically really open for people who aren't makeup artists. Do you understand? There are all private ways in our business, in this business that we in, to tell people your experience, not to put it on YouTube was the point. And so that's what I was trying to say. Don't put your business on YouTube, but you can certainly tell another makeup artist, especially if a makeup artist asks you, hey, I just got booked for so-and-so, you know, then I can say, girl, let me tell you something real quick. Let me tell you something. That is what I'm saying. Again, don't put your business in the street. I don't know if that's a around the world thing. That's a black saying. Don't put your business in the street. You keep it to yourself. When I say yourself, you keep it within your community, not stick it on YouTube. I hope that made sense. Jesus Christ. House of Marty. Hi, House of Marty. Welcome. Do I receive clients in my private home from time to time? From time to time, I do. Not always. I normally go to their house. They don't come to mine. Even when I had in my own studio. I have since moved, Marty, but I have had, yes, I've had clients in my house. I don't particularly like it, but I've had clients in my house. I can't pronounce it. I don't know what, Nisha? Is it Nisha? Nisha? Now, Nisha, how you gonna tell the business, girl? But see, so you know that story, Nisha. And you know who it is, right, Nisha? Okay. You know who it is, too, because we both do, don't we, Nisha? Okay. And did that person get fired? Okay. That's what I'm saying. Oh, yes. See? Nisha understands what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Miss I can't do it. Oh, Music in Me. Oh, is that Music in Me? That's so cute. Ooh, open an academy, Rhea. Well, it's the perspective of your students. Again, remember, see, a lot of people, I'm gonna keep reiterating the mere fact, good, the mere fact that it's not about you. Whenever you are reaching out for customers, it's not about you any longer, it is about your customer. And so, Rhea, if you're trying to open up a school, find out what your students want. What do what do they want? Let's say in your, listen, I'm throwing out something to you, sweetie. So let's say in your area, you want to be, you want to do fashion and avant-garde makeup, let's say, right? But people in your neighborhood or your area want to do fashion. So you just set up this whole program, and all of a sudden it's like, well, you're not getting clients. Why? Because you didn't take a survey and find out what people really wanted to learn. If you're going to do an academy, find out what people want to learn. I hope that made sense. So guys, you understand what I'm saying about all of that, keeping that stuff between you? What that means is keeping that off of YouTube. That's all it means. You could certainly go, there's tons of private, well, not tons, let's not over-exaggerate. There are private message boards where you definitely can reach out to peers, to senior artists, to anybody, to any other makeup artist, and let them know about your day. And you can vent all you want. That's what that meant. Not keep it to yourself if somebody's abusive or something, or mean or rotten. That's not what that meant. It meant go to the world that we are all in. Remember, if this is a circle of professional people, then we have to remember that there's a world out there for us to go to and use. You guys are here, and I'm so happy that you are here, because this is a world for you. This is a vehicle for you. You can tell me things on here. Just change some of the names, because, we don't know who's watching, okay? Thank you so much. That was great. Thank you, Ria. Thanks for the response about mascara. Do you also avoid double dipping. Yes, I always avoid double dipping. And I also, even when I do my own mascara, I tend to use the whole wand. I don't just go wand, 1, 2, 3, oh, I'm done, and then grab another one. No, I really go crazy with it and use it because there's so much product on a wand that people dip, 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 dip. It is so much mascara on that wand. It's crazy. So I can do both eyes probably really well with one wand. So that's just me. Yeah, I don't believe in that. See, that's the whole thing is like I see people all the time, Lucia, I see people all the time, they have the wand and they think because they have the wand, they could dip back into the tube. And I'm like, well, what the hell did you do that for? Doesn't that defeat the whole purpose of of trying to stay sanitary? So yeah, don't double dip. You just, and I always take it, I just put it away, but I always take the wand and I go around with it and then I pull it out and I use it. If you go around a little bit with it, it picks up a lot of product and you could just keep going and keep going and keep going with that one dip. Believe me. Miss Music and Me, I love your channel. I'm trying to get in the, I'm assuming makeup game, and I'm doing small things right now, and mostly special occasions and proms. How do you go fast enough to do a whole bridal party's makeup? I don't know where you are, sweetie, but I keep talking about my class because I'm so proud of it, to be honest, and so I talk about it. For me, I did a class that's called Increase Your Speed. And my clients, oh yeah, Charlotte, my sister's in Charlotte. My students literally cut their time in half with the techniques that I showed them, and the drill sergeant that I am. So yeah, they cut their time in half. They went from an hour to half an hour. You're gonna have to figure out how to cut your time in half to accommodate those people. The most people I've ever worked on in one day is 13. And that was done in several hours. I was done in about 3 hours. I think I did 13 people, and I did full face. So also, I'm a weirdo. I did a fashion show that was 24 hours. Because people always go, how do you get so fast, DeShawn? I did a fashion show that's 24 hours, and though I was the beauty director, that I wasn't physically kind of going up there and working, because I was running around manning the whole thing and running the back. It's called back of house, BOH, back of house. So I was running around making sure everything was running well. Every now and then I would see some of my people doing long things when we needed the girls to be done like this. And so I developed ways to cut time in half. So it's hard for me to explain. You understand? You can time yourself. You can, timing yourself is extremely important. You should time yourself to see how long it takes you to do that. I would bring an assistant. I mean, an assistant is necessary. It's up to you. In other words, you know how many people you can physically do by yourself. That's all. If you know you could do 3, then you know anything past 3, you need an assistant. That's all. How do you deal with time issues, especially clients or brides that are very late? Yeah, I still remain in professional light. My face tells all. Nisha, my face tells all. Look how expressive I am. Ooh, my face tells all. It's a shame, but it has always told all. I try very hard to pull it. I don't get really bent out of shape in terms of, how can I explain? I don't get bent out of shape when people are late because I'm getting paid to wait for you. That's how I look at it. I don't look at it as, see, when you get paid by the hour, then you care about those things. When you get paid by the day and somebody pays you for the day, you're just chilling. I get paid by the day. I don't get paid per hour. I don't do a pay period hour thing. I get paid for the day. So if my client is 4 hours late, I'm still getting paid. I don't really care. So that's how I set it up. And maybe that's what you guys might want to do, is to have a day rate as opposed to an hourly thing. And then that way you will be chilling like me and be like, because you have to remember, you'll be there. You should realize that you're there all day. Even though they may say, especially bridal. I always say, guys, I always say bridal and celebrity are very, very close together. Brides are always late. Brides can be a little nutsy cuckoo. You know what I mean? Brides have a lot of people. Celebrities have a lot. It's a duality in worlds. And so I sometimes don't do well with celebrities as well because they grate on my nerves. And so do brides or the bridal scene. But I will say this, that I get paid a day rate, so I do not get upset if they're late. I'm just chilling. I'm chilling, and I bring things for me to do. I have books. I work on my class. I do all that, so it doesn't bother me. Wait, I think I missed something. How do you deal, Nisha? How do you deal with time issues? I just answered you, Nisha. Ria. Is it necessary to make the bride fill a form before doing makeup regarding requirements? Yes, you should always, 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 always have a contract. Don't touch a soul unless you have a contract. They must sign it. Kimberly Carey, right? Okay, Florence, do you have an online class for increase your speed? Oh, hi, Kenya. Florence, girl, I'm gonna have to do something for you beautiful people. I'm gonna have to do something. Please give me a minute to do that class. I promise. My peeps and I, we're talking about helping me facilitate some online classes for all of the amazing people who live not here. Okay, so please bear with me with that one. Kimberly, I hate it when they rush the process. The reason why you hate it when they rush the process is because now you feel like I can't do my magic or something like that. You don't like to feel rushed. I understand that. I think it's just years of me being rushed. I do fashion week. I do all these types of things. And so we're used to being rushed. I'm used to being rushed. When you deal with celebrities, you are used to being rushed. They'll walk in, I swear to God, they'll walk in and say, you have 20 minutes. It's like, what? So I'm used to that. Again, my speed, I can do a full face in 20 minutes, right? I can do a full face in 20 minutes. I can do almost a full face in 15 if I give them the lipstick and say, here, you put it on. You understand what I'm saying? You have to learn how to do things quickly. This is why I constantly am trying to tell people, speed is important to what you're doing. If you don't have the speed within you, you get flustered and pissed. That doesn't help. Okay, Ms. Music and Me. That's so cute. How would a person charge per face? I know it depends on area, but sometimes people give negative feedback on price. Yeah, people will push back. People always, listen, please go look at my why clients don't want to pay your rate. Please go look at that. That's very important for you to look at. If they don't want to pay your rate, you can try to talk them into it. I'm not really one to talk people into it. Either you take my rate or you don't. I'm not one to really kind of like move my rate around per se for like individuals. I'm just not into it. But definitely, yeah. You're gonna have people who are gonna say that they don't want to pay it. Why? This is the question I ask. Excuse me, I'm trying to cross that. This is the question I ask. Why don't they want to pay your rate? What is it about you that they see they don't want to pay? Are you up to the money that you're asking for? Go look at that video and then come back and tell me. You have to be able to do assessment of yourself, a self-assessment of you and your product. You are the product, yes, not the makeup. You are the product. So is your product worth that price? It's a product. Think of yourself as a product. Are you product worth that price? Okay, there's a difference. There's reasons why, guys, there are tier levels in everything that we see, that we sell, everything that's sold. There's tier levels in terms of how much something costs. A Mac costs just crazy amounts of money, but then a PC might be cheaper. You understand what I'm saying? But it's still a computer, it's still the same damn thing. So why is it that people are willing to spend more money for a crappy ass Mac, I have it right here, than they would for, let's say, a Dell PC or something like that. Why is it that people would, in New York especially, why is it in New York that you will spend $30 on a burger when you go to Burger King? I just want to make that clear. So I want you to think about that and then assess yourself as a product and come back and figure out what's happening. She can be confident. Oh, here we go again. Okay. Froze. Sorry, guys. Emily, she can be confident in her pricing. I can be very confident. I can say $10,000. Yes. And people will, I can be as confident as I want. You have to back up that confidence. See, this is the problem. This is why I say fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it is cool in certain aspects, but not when it comes to pricing, because people are looking at you as a totality. They're not looking at your confidence. So that's the difference. People always try to get discounts. Of course, I'm the queen of discounts. Can a sister get a discount? That's why I used to always say, my friends used to say, DeShawn's middle name is, can you hook a sister up? That's my middle name, can you hook a sister up? I don't like paying full price. But there are certain people, certain products and services I will pay. And I will be happy to pay you, and I'll be happy to give you a tip. But if you're subpar for me, I'm going to be pissed off, and I'm not going to want to pay you. Nina. Hi, Nina. People always try to get discounts and ask to see if they can get it. Of course they do. 90% they still book you because your work they like. Yeah. People are going to try you. This is what I'm saying. This is the world of freelance. People will try you. They will always try to discount you, always. Even in the business I'm in, with the TV and all that stuff. Producers are always trying to haggle you down and smush down your price. They're always trying to. You have to hold to your pricing. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I'm not flexible. I am flexible from time to time. Depends on what it is. Mine is a time-to-time basis, job-to-job basis. Am I going to be flexible with this? For the most part, it depends on what it is. What is it they're asking of me? What it is that I have to do that day? There are a multitude of questions you need to ask yourself. You understand? Emily, I can't fake anything. Oh, God, I like that. When emailing prices to a client, do you include every little price, like airbrush, without airbrush? I would say, darling, you should have a conversation and find out what it is that they want, as opposed to just sending them a blanket list. Remember, this is all about customer service today. So customer service-wise, sending them a list is fine, but what it is, did you talk to them? What it is they want? Why can't you tailor the pricing to what they asked you for, not what you give? You understand? You can always give a menu of what you do. You can always give a menu of what you do later. Right now, in other words, I just said to you, Marisol, gee, I want you to do my makeup. I don't really care how you do my makeup. It's for an occasion. I want this. I show you a picture. We talk, right? Why, I don't really care if you airbrush. I don't care. Get it on, get on my face. Like, I don't care. So I tend to I don't airbrush. I tend to keep it very simple. I try to be as simple with it as possible. I don't try to get all fancy and whatever. I'd like to talk to my client, talk to the client. That's all. You can always post those things on your website. If you do not have a website, you are doing a huge disservice to customers. You're doing a big, I know people still think Instagram is everything. It is not. Websites are still number one for business. Instagram is for makeup artists, should be number 2. Please look at these videos I have up here, and because I don't need to go through it if I have a video. Go look at those videos and understand what I'm saying. I really hope you have a website. Okay, people, I hear you. Online classes would be great. Now, when I put the price up, then y'all want to haggle. Y'all going to say, I don't want to pay that. That's on you. Okay, when emailing. Okay, wait a minute. Nina, how to deal with brides who book me for their makeup, but bridesmaids want other artists because cheaper. I don't want to lose client, but I also don't want, I know. You know what, Nina? I find that annoying. I just had this conversation with my cousin. Because I really, honest to God, I just had the conversation with my cousin. I was trying to explain to her that makeup artists don't like the splitsies. You just have to stand firm and say, I'm not, you know, either you're willing to just do the bride, and that's fine. But if you really want the whole party, you have to make that clear. You have to make that clear. Can't, I don't know what your pricing is in your neighborhood. I don't know. And I know a lot of bridesmaids, you have to also remember again, customer service, customer service. You have to remember the mentality of a bridesmaid, which we seem to forget about. Listen. They have, out of their own, they're not getting married, but out of their own pockets, they had to put down for gifts. They had to put down for their dress. They had to put down for their shoes. They had to get their hair done. They had to get their nails done. They have to pay for parties. They have to do all these things for this particular person right here. Okay? So they normally do stop short at makeup. They normally do. They're burnt out. What can you do for burnt out people? You understand? You have to think of it that way. You guys, again, are thinking about yourselves. Customer service is not about you. Customer service is about other people. You have to start looking at it through the mentality of other people. Okay? Oh, the snow's coming down. Let's see. So anyway, who was that? Nina. So why I say that is because then you can kind of factor in and maybe make a better deal for them. Maybe make it more enticing. Maybe, I don't know, maybe give them free stuff. I don't know, darling. That's up to you because I don't know what area you're in. I don't know what it is like for you to do. I don't know what it's like to do wedding makeup for your area and so on and so forth. I don't know. I don't know how you do wedding makeup. I don't know. I don't know how you present yourself. I don't know. But remember, a lot of these bridesmaids that they're doing this girl a service for free, and they're exhausted and burnt out, and they're tired of spending money. I'm in Indiana for the online. Oh, I'm in. Okay, Nisha, you got it. I swear I'm going to work on that. I'm working on a couple of ideas to help you. I like weird classes. I don't particularly always like beauty classes because, you know, I like things that make you money. Not saying that beauty classes won't make you money, but I really like things like learning how to condense your bag and learning how to speed the hell up. I like things like that because I realized like 18 years in, those were the most important things in my life, not the beauty. Once you get the beauty down, then what do you do? Then where do you go? How do you deal with your customers? How do you set your rates? Those are the things that are more important to me than always taking beauty courses. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's just me. That's just me. Okay, so I'm going to get off this thing at 72 minutes in. I'm going to get off. I wanted to thank you guys, as always, for coming. I'm so thrilled I could be here for you on this snowy day in New York. And don't forget, the book is Assisting Rules. If you want to be an assistant, this is the only book, Assisting Rules, at assistingrules.com. And don't forget Graphtobian. My inclusion palette is now on the market. I'm very proud. You can pick that joint up at graphtobian.com, and now you can pick it up all over the world. Let's see. So I'm going to get off. But remember, all the customers are, oh, and by the way, I don't keep these things up. I'm not keeping all the live things up. They will disappear. If you're not a member of this board, what is it? What is this? I don't know what you call YouTube. If you're not a member of my page, I don't know what you call this. Anyway, if you're not a member of this thing, they go to unlisted. So they're still up, but you have to save this to your thing in order to see it, because it will come down in about a week. I do not keep them up, because this is between you and I. And so I don't like keeping information that you guys may have asked me that could be somewhat private. I like to make it as private as possible. So that is it. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you do notifications. Make sure you follow me on Facebook, both places. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, because that is where I tell you I'm coming on. And also make sure you follow me on this community thing here too. Make sure you follow me in all those places for all the announcements, okay? I don't just make one announcement. I try to make them all over the place on different days, okay? So I am going to go. And I'll see you guys probably next week. If not next week, maybe the week after that. Okie dokie. Thank you guys. Thank you for coming. Thank you, world. It's